This week on Another Brother.
Okay, so then what would you do with the money?
Give it to the bank.
Give it to the bank. Oh, so you're a capitalist superhero. Yeah. On a score of 1 to 10, where do you give us, Henry?
Eh,
Not impressed.
Not a great review.
Well, having been on 9 for that one day, it sounds like he's probably doing pretty well for himself, actually.
Yeah,
Pretty kept together. He kind of sounds like Eugene's Moses. Just like partying.
He certainly looked like it. Partying sea of high schoolers.
Partying the band seat.
Over here, brother over there, brother everywhere. Another brother.
We have our second ghost on the show. I want to introduce the show, my oldest child, Henry.
Yay!
Woo! Today, the day of recording, is actually Henry's birthday, so I figured what better way to surprise him than to bring him on the podcast. He's been asking since day one to be on the podcast, and here he is.
Should we sing Happy Birthday in our 3 different languages?
Not impressed.
Not a great review.
On a score of 1 to 10, where do you give us, Henry?
I don't know.
Okay, that's a 2, I'd say. Solid 2.
I would say a 5.
Oh,
Dang.
Okay. We should have you rate all of the superpowers we've chosen for today
Oh,
too.
mine's gonna blow you guys away.
he didn't know what we were doing.
Oh,
We're
spoiler.
picking. Oh no, you're good. We're picking what superpower you would personally want to have. Yay. Should we start with Henry, since he'll then rate ours?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, Henry, what superpower would you pick?
Invisibleness.
You'd want to be invisible? You creep.
Yeah, go ahead, Henry. Tell them why. What's your reasoning there?
Like I could sneak and look at stuff. Without getting seen.
So, okay, as a superpower, what things would you sneak and look at?
Presents.
Okay.
Henry.
You'll just watch them hide the presents and you'll know where they are.
What else did you tell me and Mom today?
That I could steal stuff.
Steal stuff.
Whoa. You're talking like
So-
bad guys stuff,
boy.
though, right?
Yeah, this sounds more like a...
Super villain.
Yeah, you're going to be a villain,
villain
Henry.
power.
That's not what superheroes do.
Not
What are you going to steal as a superhero?
money from bad guys.
Oh, he
Like
just flipped the
Robin
tables on
Hood?
us.
So once they rob the bank, you steal the money back?
There we
And
go.
okay, so then what would you do with the money?
Give it to the bank.
Give it to the bank. Oh, so you're a capitalist superhero.
Well, it did belong to people already, so
It's insured. It's FDIC insured.
he's not
A
robbing from the
$250,000.
rich to give it to the poor. He's robbing from the people that stole it from other people.
To give back to the
To give
people.
it back to the people.
Rightfully deserved.
Yeah. That's justice.
All right.
What other
I
good
give
things
that
can you do with it?
superpower a 7 out of 10. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Who has invisibleness? Wonder Woman?
Well,
no,
her
just
jet does.
Yeah,
But there is
that's
the
it.
Invisible Woman from
That's so weird.
the Fantastic
Fantastic
Four.
Four.
Oh. Have you seen Teen Titans?
No.
I wonder if I feel, yeah. Oh, X-Men. Doesn't the monkey dude go invisible?
Oh,
Monkey dude? There's 2 monkey-ish dudes.
Oh my goodness.
Nightcrawler?
Nightcrawler is one of them. And no, he just
poofs.
blinks. He like teleports.
Oh. Bummer. So he couldn't sneak and watch invisibly. He'd have to poof and poof and poof.
Yeah, I mean, but he could poof himself into the shadows.
There's got to be a few that we're just missing.
I'm sure.
But I don't think there are many who have it.
That's
So Henry would be pretty unique.
It's creepy.
Would you scare people? like Mom.
Yeah.
Sneak up on her and pop out at her.
Yeah.
Man, adolescent superheroes are the worst.
Okay, who's next?
I'll go. Okay. I had thought long and hard about this one, and it's not a traditional superhero power that I'm aware of.
I think I know what it
Oh,
is.
okay.
Jokes.
Chokes?
Jokes.
Oh,
Jokes?
jokes.
To tell good jokes.
Super jokes.
We're talking about jokes.
Stitch, get people locked up in like stitches, like, ah, and then you tie them up. No, my superpower is the power over electromagnetic waves.
Okay.
So the ability to create, beam steer, and modulate electromagnetic emissions. So think about it. I could directionally communicate if you had a radio.
Remember, Henry, you're
Talk to
rating
my
this,
cell
Henry.
phone.
I could talk to you through your cell phone. I could, modulate anything. So I could basically communicate with any sort of radio-based system, to include nuclear triad stuff,
Like walkie-talkies.
like walkie-talkies. And because of the magnetic properties of electromagnetism, I could have magneto-type powers too. Yeah.
Produce light.
I could produce light, infrared.
So you could also be sort of like Cyclops,
Um,
laser eyes.
Potentially.
And
But my ability to beam steer is more just in the radio realm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
So not all of the electromagnetism.
all of it, but I can only really,
You're
if I create light,
specialized.
it'll just be pew, everywhere. Like an omnidirectional, just pew,
Oh, okay,
point,
got it.
point light source. So, I mean, pretty dope. Pretty cool.
There is a Marvel superhero with those powers.
Get out.
So far, we haven't seen much of her at all in the MCU. I think we've only seen her in WandaVision.
Is it Wanda?
No, it's not
Hold
Wanda.
on.
It's the daughter of the friend of Captain Marvel from the movie Captain Marvel.
Oh,
Really?
little girl?
Yeah, but she grows up,
She didn't have powers
'Cause that was the
in
90s.
WandaVision, did she?
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh boy.
We only start to see them towards the end, and she never really gets to fully use them. But
Okay.
going through that barrier does something to her.
Okay, I see.
Well, fine.
I don't know what her
She
superhero
sounds like
name
a
is.
pretty cool kid, though.
I'll give that a 10 out.
10 out of 8. Hey! I beat the
Wow.
scale.
Man,
Thanks,
That
Henry.
is not going to be
credit.
beaten.
Boom.
Dang. Okay. I would choose something that some people are going to think is pretty boring, but I would choose flight. I just want to fly. I just want to fly anywhere I want, whenever I want. That's freedom.
That is freedom. Yeah, Shayna, when I was talking to Shayna, she was like, why don't you pick something like Ascend from Tears, of the,
Tears of the
Kingdom?
Kingdom.
I was like, well, why don't I just fly?
Yeah.
Then I don't need to wait for something to be above me.
Yeah, I would
Right.
much rather just
Got
fly,
it.
for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was thinking about those two.
We were just listening to episode 5.
Oh, it just dropped.
Talk about aliens, right? And the semantics of flying versus controlling gravity.
Right.
Right.
What kind of flight are we talking about?
No, I'd rather just fly.
Okay. I mean, sensation-wise, it would be a very different feeling of actually flying versus manipulating gravity. So I get that.
Here's my question about superhero flight, though. What is it about whatever mechanism they're doing to make themselves fly that they have to go horizontal?
I mean, they
Like-
don't have to go horizontal.
But when they're going fast, they all go horizontal, right?
Pretty much.
Oh, like their body?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, the
like their orientation.
classic
Direction of
Superman,
flight,
right.
yeah. But
It's just aerodynamics.
I-
Help them go faster?
I guess.
Oh,
Present a smaller target?
yeah, I buy it to a degree.
Smaller cross section?
Okay, I mean,
Alright,
yeah,
fair.
that's fair. For Iron Man, I mean, that's his propulsion. He has.
He has
But
propulsion.
Superman, we don't know.
Wait, what's propelling him?
Yeah.
Oh boy. I mean, we could get into all. I don't know.
I'm just curious. How would you be propelled?
I don't know. However, Goku is propelled.
Pure anger.
No, Goku's the good
Righteous
one.
anger.
Oh, okay. Deal.
Righteous indignation.
Yeah.
So, Henry?
I'll give that 10 out of 9.
Ah!
So close.
That was a good score.
Well, I said 10 out of 8 for you.
Yeah, you did. Say that again.
Henry,
10 out of
do you
9.
mean 8 out of 10 for Josh, and 9 out of 10 for Alex?
Oh,
Sad face.
I win for now.
Sad face.
For those listeners
His
at
dad's still
home,
coming.
Henry nodded his head. Yes, that is what he meant.
Right.
Yeah, he did it in a very, very punkish way.
Okay, I mean, mine's a little bit of a cop out as well.
Super speed.
Of course, man. Come on.
I don't get it.
What?
I mean-
what's not to get?
Do you want super speed or do you want harnessing of the speed force like the Flash?
I want to be the Flash.
Okay.
And I don't care so much about like the arm tornadoes, like,
Those are pretty cool.
you know, vibrating your atoms molecules so fast that you can phase through other matter. Like,
Oh.
yeah,
Yeah, the
He
Flash
moves
can
on
do
a
that.
molecular
he
level.
does.
Yeah,
that he can
can.
excite his molecules to that point where he can pass through other solid objects.
To really get it, you probably need to read the comics while we're watching the show, because this is all about this weird force of nature that's also intelligent called the Speed Force.
Yeah, it's true.
Wait, and he harnesses. It's an entity.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
It has intelligence.
But he also kind of might have created it.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
that sounds like a season I haven't watched yet.
Well, that's in the comics as well, and
I'm sure.
I still don't. Not necessarily that he create. I don't know. I don't understand it.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that it's kind of like the Force in
Yeah.
that lots of people are sensitive to it and can utilize it, and thus have different powers from each other also at the same
Yeah.
time. But yeah,
Interesting.
actually, it's a lot like the Force.
So, okay,
Yeah,
granted,
Speed Force. Yeah.
and if you think about each of our individual powers, if that's the only superpower we have, it's pretty funny. Because, like, I mean, Henry can sneak and stuff, but he got no muscles. So how are you gonna? He's gonna take a lot of trips to get that money back to the
And
bank.
he can't phase
Are you going to take
through
that laying
things.
down?
He's just
man?
invisible.
I just called you a weakling.
Okay, no. Alex
You gotta
next.
defend yourself. Henry.
So then Alex is gonna be flying around, but then what are you gonna do?
Fly for the fun of it. I don't want to be a
You're a
superhero.
superhero.
I don't want to be a superhero.
Oh.
That's just the power I would choose. If I could choose a power, I would choose that.
Fair. I'll be running around on my feet, super slow, talking to people on my mind radio.
Yeah.
Also not super hot. I'll be like a really slow mobile command station. Meanwhile,
What is yours again? I forgot.
basically, I can just create radio.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I could broadcast this podcast wherever I want
Through his brain.
by my brain.
Could you, though? Or could you just do your part? of
I'd
the
have to, like,
podcast?
listen to it and modulate it over my radio.
That sounds difficult.
Maybe you should focus on the Magneto-like qualities of it.
Dang it. You gotta wear a helmet and everything.
Under the right circumstances, you could levitate with that power.
If I was above metal plates.
Yep.
Hey, we were just talking about Link. Link does it.
Like if you were in New York City, all those steel structures,
Oh.
you know, kind of like you'd be a little bit like Spider-Man.
Heck,
But they would also
manhole
be
covers.
resonating off, like, all those radio waves. Would just be bouncing and reflecting and, like, oof. That might hurt my antenna. But Jacob can be super fast, and so as long as he doesn't just run headlong, like, really, really fast or something, he can still knock people out.
Heck yeah, I can.
He can do damage with super speed.
With enough tachyons, he can travel through time.
Mm-hmm. Also, I heal super quick.
What?
Speed read.
Can't get drunk.
Can't. Your metabolism's so high, which is probably actually, honestly, his downfall. They never focus on it.
How
But-
do you eat that much?
Yeah, exactly. He would never be able to fuel himself. If his metabolism is that fast acting, he'd run out of calories and die of starvation.
Yeah.
But we'll ignore that.
Let's go back
Super
to that.
speed, Henry. What's that rating?
10 out of 10.
Oh, come on.
I knew it.
You didn't even think
I
about
knew it.
that.
I'm
You
keeping those Legos for myself.
No, you aren't.
Wait, what did you give your own superpower?
Alex rated
Oh,
it.
Alex rated him?
7 out of 10.
Oh, man.
I guess that's what I get.
Oh.
I
He
was rude
lowballed you.
first.
Angry face.
Yeah, he lowballed you. And you still give me an 8?
Nine.
All right, fair.
Although if I weren't to do a cop-out power, I think, actually, after talking with Alex now, manipulating gravity. That would be a crazy
Like
superpower.
make other
Other things
Paralyzed.
fly too. not just
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah, you could bring anything to you. You could crush whatever you wanted.
Well, gravity
you could
doesn't go this way. I guess it does.
Sure, I
Absolutely.
increased my
It's
own personal
omnidirectional.
gravity.
Okay.
But that's the
okay.
thing. Like, as far as I know, gravity is a wave that is emitted non-directionally, but omnidirectionally.
Well,
But I guess
but all this UAP
can-
stuff we talk about, if they travel
you can
by,
beamform any kind of wave, I suppose. I think that's
Josh
a property
concurs.
I think that's a property of wave mechanics, but I'm not totally sure.
But there's
on that.
certain waves that are also, say, photons, for example,
yeah,
that also are like matter, like they're quasi-wave, quasi-matter.
Right. Yeah, right.
What's gravity wave? I don't know.
Well, I don't think we
yeah.
really know that yet. We're still figuring that out.
we certainly don't. Some physicist out there might have a
Well,
better.
maybe. I don't think I honestly don't think anyone's figured that one out yet,
Yeah.
which is weird. You know, it's like how many apples has to fall on people's heads before someone figures it out.
Okay, so now we have 5 minutes to add a secondary superpower
All right, so
that
I just
complements your original superpower.
I was not prepared for this.
I'm just gonna go with my gravity manipulation. Could you imagine that punch coming at you? Super speed and gravity. Wham!
All of a sudden, you're super heavy, so they're coming towards you too.
Ooh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd really be able to control time with speed and gravity.
Oh
Oh
snap!
yeah.
Acceleration plus. Yeah. That's pretty. That's
All right,
an
Henry.
epic combo.
Number 2 power. What you got?
You would be able to turn invisible and
Strength like hammer.
Captain
Like
Hammer.
No,
The hold?
Thor.
Thor.
like Thor-like strength. So you sneak up behind someone, then pick them up and throw them away. And they fly like a mile away.
And I can get the money. Give it to
You
the
really
bank.
want that money.
I give it to the bank.
Okay, my question, Henry. Before you punch them with your super strength, would you reveal yourself to them, or would you just stay invisible and just punch them?
Stay invisible and punch.
yeah,
man.
yeah, this isn't a
Hold
video
on.
game.
I mean, that's just kind of
That's
like.
lame.
Henry, would you
You'd be so confused.
sneak up them invisibly, pull their pants down, reveal yourself, and then punch them?
We feel.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, Josh.
Crap, I'm not ready for this either.
Okay. Then I would choose laser vision.
So you want to be Superman?
Well, I wouldn't have the strength. I would just be
Right.
flying around shooting everything. I just make too much Tears of the Kingdom, I guess. Those are my favorite builds that people make. Little flying machines that have lasers on them. And you just fly over everybody real slow and just laser them.
That's pretty awesome.
Man.
Oh, crud. I would say. Isn't there like a. Because of physics, I'd say like. Also like a nuclear power plant.
What?
So I can so I can create a high power energy
Oh, gosh.
for my radio waves.
Well, I
Because
mean,
then I can go further. I can't communicate across the world like this. I'm pretty low power. I need to up that power, and then I can talk.
Okay.
further.
Okay. So I assumed that part of this superpower was the ability to power the superpower.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I mean, that's like so many different fields of science. You can't wrap all that into one superpower.
I mean, the super speed.
yeah, that's just power over the speed force.
Okay.
With additional implications.
All right. Sure.
So what's
And then the bottom line is I can talk to aliens. You know,
I was just
okay,
gonna ask. So
okay.
what's the real goal and purpose?
it's to save the
here?
Earth
So
from
you
aliens.
just send your mind out there
Okay.
through radio waves.
Oh,
yeah,
all right.
to find
I
the
basically
aliens.
become SETI.
Well, why not?
Yeah.
Like harness the power of telepathy.
What's the distance on telepathy? Like your traditional telepathic
Well,
signal?
we learned from
Traditional?
You know, a normal Joe
You-
with telepathy. How
you
far
tell
can
us.
you talk? I think it's about the distance of a goat from you to a goat. Because
What?
Okay, hold on. We just heard about Sarichna last week.
oh yeah,
We don't know where those aliens were at.
Well, that was one of their homes.
I've always
Allegedly,
assumed.
right?
I've always assumed that when you talk about a superpower, it's super. So, like, you as part of having the superpower is over time you just keep growing the power and keep learning how to make it bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh, cool.
So, telepathy, you would just eventually learn to get out there.
I mean, I think that's pretty much what telepathy is then. I think it's my superpower. They've just learned how to make, like, people's brain antennae
Right.
resonate.
Right.
Yeah.
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 So I'm getting there.
It's electromagnetic in nature.
It is. The whole system is. The whole
Right.
biological system is just electric signals and chemicals. Boom.
What do you call a dinosaur fart?
Mega. No.
I don't know. I've got nothing.
A blast from the past.
Ba-dum-bum.
Hey, kids. Do you know what time it is?
Story time!
So, this is a marching band related story.
Nice.
From high school.
From high school, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't done any band outside of high school, unfortunately. So, I was drum major my senior year, but it wasn't really, I don't think, a great accomplishment on my part. There was some drama involved there, but I don't want to get into that. That's not what this story is.
Yeah, Ethan.
Even had nothing to do.
Oh, I just assumed. Okay.
I mean, he didn't try out, so I mean, he could have been drum major maybe if he tried out.
Yes.
I don't know.
Probably Kurt anyway.
But there were other, I think, better candidates for what a traditional McNary High School drum major was before that year. There were better
Like
choices.
qualifications? Like more
Like,
qualified?
I was not a strong conductor.
Well, you're a trumpet player. That's your forte.
Sure. But, everybody that becomes drum major is an instrument player.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You're not a drummer.
Right. Sure. In fact,
You don't have to be a drummer to be a
It
drum
could be
major.
anyone.
in my 4 years,
Of course.
there was never a percussionist that became drum major.
So ironic.
Yeah, ironically.
They really lost it.
Why
somewhere.
is that the title?
I'm sure
We'll have to delve into
well,
that.
everything about American marching band goes back to
Civil War?
military roots.
Yeah.
In some way. Our uniforms,
Oh, yeah.
everything that we do
You
is
had the
military in
pipe. You had
nature.
the actual, like, pipe
The
and drum.
fife.
Yeah, the fife.
The fife and drum.
And probably the guy in charge was a major. And because that was part of the signal corps. You're a drummer, you're part of the signal corps. You
And
are signaling.
yeah, the drummer
actions on the
did
battlefield.
lead. Yeah.
Yeah, very important.
Right.
Very
Okay.
important position.
So that's probably why. But, drum majors nowadays stand on a big stand in front of the band when they're on the field for field show marching band. So I was drum major my senior year through some weird politics, I think, for the most part.
Ethan.
Not even. So I needed to go to a special camp for training drum majors. And for the first time that I'm aware of, our section leaders went to the camp too. So each instrument type had a section leader, like trumpet section leader, clarinet section leader, trombone, whatever, had a section leader. And yeah, for the first time, I think ever in McNary's history, the section leaders went too. I believe our drum majors went before this. I don't know. But this camp was at U of O, University of Oregon. They had a very good DCI style marching band at their school. And their band director led this camp for high school drum majors and section leaders.
That's awesome.
Every day. It was a week. Every day we would be out on their one of their practice fields. Every morning and afternoon and evening, lots of marching. You would practice in what we called a block, which is just simple rank and file. Everybody spaced the exact same number of steps away from each other. And someone sits there with either a big plastic block called a Glock and a snare drumstick just beating out the time on that thing. Yeah, click, 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 and then would give commands, or they would have what our school used, and I think a lot of people used, is a digital metronome called Dr. Beat.
Love it.
I think it was an analog device that had different buttons on it, so you could subdivide in different ways, do 3/4 time or 4/4 time.
Was this hooked up to like a loudspeaker?
Yeah, it was hooked up to a loudspeaker. And I'm pretty sure we used Dr. Beat at the university. And yeah, we did just a crap load of marching. And there were very specific drills that would be taught and then run through with us. Oh, I forgot. So eventually we weren't using Dr. Beat or any glockenspiel. We were using Dave Matthews Band. Dave Matthews Band kept time for us. Normally, when you're running through drill stuff, you march in 4/4 time, and most pop music is 4/4. So, Dave Matthews.
You know, they're one of those bands, I want to like them, but then every time I go out and I listen and try, it just doesn't stick for me. Other than like their few hits here and there.
All I know is the show community is just running through my head right now.
Yeah.
And I want to scream something that Garrett screams all the time. Oh, yeah!
The Butt Crack Bandits!
The Butt Crack Bandit!
I've been cracked! So we did a lot of marching. Summer days. I think it's probably July.
What kind of footwear?
Just
Sorry,
sneakers.
speaking of marching, just sneakers?
Yeah, just sneakers.
Oof.
My
had
marching
no-
shoes.
I mean, when you're dressed in
Performing.
uniform, but yeah,
Right.
no,
But you
there
just
are no
practiced
shoes
and-
just for that. No,
You don't break
Maybe
in.
there are.
You don't break in these uniform shoes.
I wish I could say that that was the case, but for the most part, they were used shoes. Like the school the band had their shoes, and every year you would be issued.
It really
your
is
shoes
just
They're,
from
they're
the-
pretty well worn by now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For the most part, yeah. I think I got a brand new pair my senior year as drum major, but I don't remember.
Perks.
I'm just
Not
thinking
so much
of-
because then they're not broken. in.
Yeah, the heel blisters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. That can be a real struggle for some people, for sure.
So you're basically just marching a heck of a lot of time during this UFO camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
U of O, by the way, not UFO.
And that is UAP now, by the way. But we're talking about U of O.
Yeah. I don't remember doing a lot of playing of our instruments in this camp. I don't think there was a lot of music going on. Conducting, yes.
Yeah.
For drum majors, there was conducting. And maybe for section leaders, when section leaders broke off and did their thing, maybe there was some music involved to, like, teach them how to take the section through their music. And, yeah, again, for all I know, I played my trumpet while I was there, too. I just don't remember it. But we all knew, doing all of this marching, that at the end of the camp, there was going to be a drill down. Where everybody in the camp was all in the same block, which I think we normally were. We were all in the same block, receiving the exact same commands. And as you messed up, there were people there that were like helping with the camp that would like come and tag you and get you out. And then every now and then they would stop the block, we'd reform and continue.
It was like a Mario Party minigame.
Yeah, I suppose it is kind of. Yeah, sure.
Left. A, B, X, up.
There were very specific rules about some of these things. Like, if you're being told to go from this specific move and direction to this specific move and direction, you need to do it in this way. And sometimes it's not completely sensical why that is. You just have to know that's the rule. I'm trying to remember the exact rule.
That's a general rule for
Like for this block, for this competition, whenever you go from forward to right, you're going to twist your torso to the left.
I mean, no.
or is it a marching band rule
I'm
or is
trying
it
to
a
think of the
UFO
exact
rule?
rule that I can make this make sense of, but no, this is a rule universally.
Okay.
Everybody that does at least DCI style marching, this is the rule.
Okay.
You just have to learn it. Everybody does it this way.
Period.
Yes.
Oh. So there's got to be some sort of reason.
Yeah, there is. I just can't. I'm really sad that I can't remember the specific rule that's going to come into play here. So we get finally to the drill down, and there's like, I don't know. Okay, hang on. Actually, before I get to this little side story, in the middle of the week. I think it's maybe Thursday. We're marching in the morning like normal. And one of Eugene's colorful residents of the streets decided to join us.
Nice.
This guy was absolutely crazy looking. Long black hair, a really long black beard, cut off army Vietnam camo pant shorts, like a
How
green
short
tank
were they?
top.
Yeah,
I mean, they were pretty
Eugene.
normal.
How short?
Oh,
They weren't
man.
short shorts or anything.
No thigh hair.
Something like a green tank top, and he had this really thick wooden walking stick with him. And I was at the very back of the block, so I could see all of this unfolding. None of us broke form at all. We just kept marching as this guy like walks straight out into the middle of this group, and he's walking with his stick, and I don't know how he's doing it, but like the point of the stick goes down onto the ground, and like he's like stirring with the top part of the stick as he's walking. It was crazy looking. He got right up into my junior drum major's face, and she didn't flinch. She didn't move. She didn't do anything. Well, she moved. She was marching, but she didn't stop marching for him. She just like ran right into him. Just kept marching.
She phased through him.
No, she's not the bush. That would have been neat. This was actually the first year McNary ever had a junior drum major too. It was always 2 seniors before this year, so there were a lot of hurt feelings about that too.
Wow, a lot of politics.
Senior,
this year.
junior meaning grade
Class.
level.
Right.
Not okay.
Yeah.
Seniority.
Gotcha.
Before this year, there were 2 seniors that were drum major, and they were both just drum majors. But this year, there was a senior drum major and a junior drum major. That way, the next year, there would be a drum major that had already had a year of experience being a drum major to hopefully make
smart.
them a better drum major. Eventually, they did stop the marching and call the cops. Actually, I think they called university security. That guy had 9 tabs of acid that day.
Oh boy.
He had already had 9 tabs of acid that day. Now, we grew up in a pretty conservative place with some pretty conservative people, but my seminary teacher said that 1 tab of acid is usually enough to make you pretty messed up for the rest of your life.
I mean,
I don't know how true that is, but
yeah, acid is LSD, right?
I don't know.
I have no clue.
Well, let me look real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
Acid is LSD. PCP, LSD, any of these things, one dose, one take of that can completely rewire your brain.
I would say
Lasting
this guy,
effects for the rest of your life. Like one instance of it.
this guy was rewired for sure. He was,
Well, having been on 9 for that one day, it sounds like he was probably doing pretty well for himself, actually.
yeah.
Pretty kept together.
he
Kind of
wasn't-
sounds like Eugene's Moses. Just like
He
partying,
certainly looked like it. Parting the sea of high schoolers.
partying the band C.
Could you imagine the imagery in his head as he's going through and
Right.
Waves.
He's got the beard flowing in the air, like
He's
stirring it up.
Parting the green sea.
They're just phasing right through him. He's untouchable.
Yeah, that was interesting. That was
I love Eugene.
that was a Eugene experience that we needed to have. Where else would, because we never left the university. How would we have even known we were in Eugene? Okay, so drill down time. Everybody's in the block. We're going. I'm real nervous. I got butterflies in my stomach. I feel a lot of pressure to represent our school because we've got people from all over the nation coming to this camp. I'm marching, butterflies in my stomach like crazy. I feel a lot of pressure. There was a lot of pressure put on me by certain leaders at the school to represent the school well, because McNary had a history of, like, we were famous for our drum majors. They were all usually very excellent. They won awards at pretty much every competition. Pretty much every competition, McNary's drum majors took the drum major excellence caption trophy. So there was a lot of pressure on me to continue that tradition, especially since a past drum major was now our assistant band director. He made my life really challenging.
Was this
as
Harmon?
a drum major? No, Harmon was the band director for my first 2 years, but was then replaced by Mr. Pham.
Oh,
of course.
This was,
I didn't know he did marching band.
I'm not going to use his name. So,
But we're looking at you, Ethan.
I guess that's our running joke. Did I cut Ethan out of that other episode?
I haven't heard
I
him
don't-
come up.
I don't remember. So I must have cut him. Ethan, you're great. You were an excellent friend. With all this pressure, butterflies in my stomach, I'm marching my heart out. I am laser focused on what is being said. Oh man. And back in those days I had crazy amounts of focus. I was a rock with my focus.
Oh, you used it all up.
I did, man. The other story I was thinking of telling today has an explanation for that, but we'll get to that story another time. So everybody just starts whittling down. I can't see everybody from McNary in the block around me, but as it starts to whittle down and then reform and whittle down and reform, I am eventually able to see we're all still in it.
Oh,
Every last one of us. We get down to the last 12 people, and the 9 of us are still freaking in it.
Are you wearing anything that says like McNary?
No.
Oh, that's okay.
I was so proud.
Wow.
I was so proud. I mean, it might have been like 15 or 20 people, but regardless, down to this small number, the 9 of us were still in it. I was just so proud to be part of that group.
Yeah.
Feeling a lot of extra pressure that all 9 of those other people that probably should have been drum major in place of me were still in there. But this final block, 15 to 20 people, Kurt and I are right next to each other in the block. He is euphonium section leader.
What?
Yeah.
You remember it?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those that don't know, euphonium is like a baritone. Some people call them baritones. How do I describe this? It's like a mini tuba that fits in the range somewhere like a trombone. So it's not as low as a tuba, but it has a different sound than the trombone because its pipes are more circular, whereas the trombone is really long. So that produces a different sound, different timbre. The euphonium in general is considered warmer and richer than a trombone. And yeah, he was section leader that year, his senior year. We're next to each other. We're moving. We're marching forward. And I can't remember the call. It's going to drive me crazy that I can't remember this. I really hope someone, somehow, that knows what this would be is listening and can tell me, because I would really love to be able to unlock this memory. But we're marching forward.
Assassin's Creed. Got it.
Unlock the memory. We're moving forward. They make this tricky call that they know is going to be tricky. They do it on purpose. Everybody else moves in one direction, and Kurt and I move, and only Kurt and I move in the exact opposite direction, backwards.
No way. Only the 2 of you.
And they come and tag us, and we're like, what? No, this is no. Oh yeah, that's right. They didn't make this call thinking it was like the super tricky one. They didn't know because they thought we did it wrong. And we're like, no. This is this situation. They're like, oh my gosh, it is. So it came down to Kurt and me.
Dang.
Those other 18 people were all eliminated all in one go. So we're standing there. And for this part, he's using the Glock. He's using the block and the stick. He's not using Dr.
Dave
B.
Matthews.
He's right next to you.
And
right in your faces.
they hold us there at attention for ages. We're just standing there, waiting for the call. And eventually...
Oh, no, wait, pause. Do you have your instruments with you this whole time? Are you actually playing?
No instruments. No, this is just marching.
Okay, so you're not even holding them
Correct.
in playing position.
No.
Okay.
So there's a position that I don't remember the name of, unfortunately, where you make a right angle with your arms, holding your right fist in your left hand in front of your face as if you were holding and playing an instrument.
Okay, cool.
That's the normal position for marching in the block.
I just need the imagery.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we weren't in that position. We were just at attention.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, that's something that they do all the time. Like horns up, horns down, horns up, horns down while you're marching.
Right.
And they're watching for you to do it on the right beat. They might have called it on a slightly weird beat, but you have to know exactly what beat to do it in time correctly. Anyway, we're just standing at attention. Finally, after it felt like 10 minutes, he starts beating out some time on the Glock. Forward. And Kurt flinches.
His foot shoots forward.
Not even his foot. His shoulders just start to move forward.
Oh,
He just
man. man.
He just twitches forward a little bit like he's going to start moving.
False start.
I didn't. They called it there.
Dang.
After just holding you.
I mean, it
For a
felt
couple
really
minutes.
good. I don't know how Kurt felt after that. There's no reason for him to feel anything, but
Kurt, put it in the comments. Tell us how you felt.
there's no reason for him to feel like he lost that, because that was like the minutest of freaking technicalities, and they just wanted it to be over.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. These guys just want to drop.
You know, the sun was setting, you know,
It's the final countdown.
and I got to. This felt like a punishment to me because I never liked being the center of attention like this, but I was supposed to add attention in front of everybody on the sidelines, call my name, my school, give a salute. But yeah, that was finally when I felt like, okay, maybe I do bring something to the table as a drum major. I guess I'm our best marcher. I've got that.
Nice. And better than all those
Idahoans.
nationwide students from Idaho.
True. So that was the day I really became the drum major. I was the drum minor. Now I'm the drum major.
Alex is
The drum major. So what would that superpower be?
I developed a slight
something about time.
superpower.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I could always get 100 beats per minute correct. I directed one movement of our show that was at 100 beats per minute, and I always had 100 beats per minute in my head. That was my superpower. Slightly slower than counting seconds.
No, faster.
Slower.
100 beats per minute?
Well, you use 120 beats per minute to count seconds because it's 2 beats per second.
Oh, seconds.
But 100 beats per minute is not going to help you count seconds.
Okay. Seconds, because there's 2 in 1 second, so it's seconds.
Sure, whatever you say. And cut to outro. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dang it, that's what I was going to do.
Oh, shoot. Do it. You're going to do it better.
Thank you
For being our brother.
Wow, did
That
we
might be
just
too
nail that?
energetic, though.
Okay. we'll take another run at it then.
Okay. For being our brother.
The first one was too energetic.
Gotcha.
For show notes, rockin' merch, and other brother goodness, check out our website at anotherbrotherpodcast.com.
Be sure to come back next week.
And tell your friends so they too can become a
Brother over here, brother over there.